pressure pad, but you can see,
Yeah, I just wish Apple didn't charge us so much for that. It's ridiculous.
Or for anything.
Yes.
I swear they really should have like a creator's like discount. But I guess everyone could be technically a creator, so it'd be an issue. But for like a real artist to like, hey,
because then doesn't that kind of like create the issue of like everyone with an iPhone's a photographer then, like then you can be a creator.
I mean, true. And anyone with like a educated or not educated, but a EUD email is a student, right?
Yeah.
The other thing is, I feel like Apple's kind of starting to become more like everybody else. As soon as Steve Jobs passed away, they just kind of started going towards like HP and Dell and Microsoft and all those. Like, I feel like they're just going to be like all those other companies pretty soon, except that they have their own encryption and all that stuff.
I definitely think there has to be a turning point for Apple. I mean, don't get me wrong, they make a solid product, and I think all of us would agree with that. But I think one thing with Apple is that you have to reward your customers at some point instead of feeling like we're getting, everything taken advantage of.
Yep.
And I think a great example is that the new desktop? I forget what it's called. The new
Mac Pro.
The Mac
Yeah, the new
Pro
Mac
or
Pro.
Yeah, I
iMac
just sent that.
Pro?
I just
sent
sent
this this morning.
And the fact that if you buy the bare bones desktop, it's $5,000, $6,000. That doesn't come with the monitor. You have to buy the monitor. That's another $5,000, and then the stand does not come with it. So that's another $1,000. And granted, I know I know what they're thinking. It's for a very elite customer, and I get that. But at a certain point, it's just if I spend $5,000 for a monitor, I mean, you can buy a car.
You can get a monitor for $3,000.
Exactly. But
I mean, not 3,000, 300, 300.
But just throw the stand in the box. It's just, you know what I mean? So
simple things.
Well, I think they're just hoping that if you want the monitor with the purchase, you get the iMac Pro.
Yeah.
That all-in-one desktop, because those are pretty powerful too now.
Oh yeah, they're beasts.
Yeah.
That's like their new marketing plan though, just like just add-ons. Like with the new laptops, you have to buy the new
The dongles.
and all the accessories just to even plug anything in, to plug your SD cards in, all that, like new chargers and all that. So it's just like new revenue streams for them.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to settle on USB-C for a while.
Yeah, because everyone's starting to convert to USB-C.
Yeah, I personally just find it super annoying. Like I agree with you guys.
At
just like
first
throw it into the box. Like here you go.
At first, I used to blame them for that, but now I don't really anymore, because there are just so many different like cables and stuff like that different companies use, and like they're always optimizing and trying to figure out like which puts out data the fastest and stuff like that.
Yeah, which is best.
I think like now that they got a USB-C, I feel like it's gonna chill on USB-C for a while now. I don't think.
I mean, think about how much technology like moves in just 2 years, and like a new MacBook Pro comes out every 2 to 3 years. Like they're drastically different from before. Like the base memory on that Mac Pro is 32 gigabytes. Like maxed out MacBook Pros, which were what the last release was 2017. Macs are like 32, right? Or 64.
Which Macs?
MacBook Pros.
The MacBook Pros, yeah. I mean,
I think the Max was 32. So like last generation's Max is now next generation's base. Like
That's insane.
like 1.5 terabytes worth of memory.
Max,
yeah, 1.5 like terabytes worth of memory. That's 8. What did it say? Like 3 streams of 8K video. This could barely like fucking handle like 6K. Like it just, things are moving so fast. Yeah, now you are in literally a dinosaur age with that MacBook. So like
MacBook
it
Air.
is annoying that they keep coming out with new shit, and there's only certain things that it can plug into, but it's just the way the world's moving.
Yeah.
I do like though that they're finally starting to like, because I mean if you buy a PC, you can obviously customize it the way you want if you build it yourself.
True.
I do like that with Mac though, that they finally started releasing the Intel i9. So as far as with us, whoever use After Effects or Premiere, and you really need that processing power, that's finally there. My big issue with Apple is they make an absolute solid product. The issue is hard drive space for me, because I mean,
they always do that.
As cameras get bigger, not bigger, but the pixel density and whatnot get bigger, the file size are going to get bigger. And just jumping up from like a 128 gig hard drive to a 512 to 1 terabyte, I mean, you're literally talking about from $1,000 to $2,000 difference. Whereas if you just buy a standalone external hard drive, you're spending what, $100, $200, and it's hard to justify that price.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a thing the other day. It was I forget which company it was, but they're like, oh, everybody's switching to solid state, but not this company. They're planning on releasing a 50 terabyte hard drive by 2024.
Or did they say how much?
Probably a lot of money. Probably actually not as much as you think.
Why does this shit keep sliding down? Yeah?
You gotta tighten it. Yeah. Probably not as much as you think because it's gonna be a hard drive, like in 4 years. You know, everybody's gonna be on solid state. So, but still, 50 terabytes would be nice. You just have like a bank that you just like big block or something that you like keep like in your house or something. And you just dogpile everything in there.
Lord knows I need that.
Yeah, everybody's gonna need that once we start shooting 8K video. And shit.
It's the video that's gonna take up so much, man. But more to your point, even on that new Mac Pro, like the storage numbers are only like 1 and 2 and 4 terabytes.
Yeah.
Which is nothing. We bought they're like 1,000
literally
like,
each jump. Each jump.
And like we bought a 10 terabyte hard drive for all these podcasts, and what was it, like $218, something like that?
No, it was less than that.
Yeah,
I think the price,
but it was affordable.
Yeah,
the price
extremely
was
affordable.
I think $180 for an 8 terabyte or 10 terabyte or
something like that.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand. I do understand what Apple's doing because they can just charge out the ass, but like they should just give us more memory.
So yeah, I feel like if they released a 50 terabyte hard external in 4 years, it would probably be like $200.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
That's
think
gonna be nice.
I will say the one thing I will give with the USB-C standpoint is that like if I use my PC and I'm like using 4K video, the transfer speeds on my Mac compared to my PC are significantly different. I mean, I'm spending an hour and a half on my PC where with the Mac I'm half an hour maybe.
Yeah.
That's one thing I see a huge difference. And like in the one other aspect with our cameras where this I think starts getting confusing is with a lot of us use SD cards. And then I know with the D850 and I think some with the D series carry the XQD card, which they charge you a shit ton. But I mean, I can, like if I'm using my SD card, I notice that when I'm using Neon work, I start noticing I'm buffering and I have to be like, I take like 30 pictures. I'm like, all right, hold on. Cause I mean, they're 50 megapixels each where I'm using the XQD, I'm going from 100 megabits a second on my SD card to 440 megabits a second on the XQD card. But it's just so expensive.
Yeah, I've been buying those SD cards for 4K. I bought some yesterday actually. They are kind of expensive, but they are way cheaper than they used to be.
Oh,
so
they're coming down. They're huge now. Like you can get 120 gigs and you're not breaking the bank.
Yeah.